Hi everyone. In this video you'll see a complete walkthrough of our Davinci script, which is powered by OpenAI. Basically, one platform that you can use to create any kind of AI created text, content, whatever you prefer. The link for the demo is available in the description. But in this demo, we'll be showing all the functions that exist, all the features that exist within the script itself. You can get entire source code in Codecanyon. Link is in the description as well. So without further ado, let me explain what we have here. So this is just a demo but here is just a complete blank installation of our script on a different domain. And we want to show you what you'll see when you'll first register, basically. Now, upon logging in, you'll first see admin panel. Now, just today we released version 1.3, and this is a walkthrough of pretty much latest version. Now, you have some valuable information here in terms of the number of users, or just how many of them are actually your subscribers, and so forth. One thing I want to highlight that we get a question frequently is the estimated part. Now, total estimated, hence the name is estimated in terms of the spending, it's just an estimation. So if you want to get clear value, always rely on your OpenAI account. This is just to showcase in terms of if you are getting a lot of users, showcase you where you are pretty much heading in terms of the cost-wise for your OpenAI services. Now, to give you overall picture, backend processing of creating AI content is fully done by OpenAI. So you need to have an OpenAI account and get your API key and then include it in the script. I'll show you in a second where exactly. That being said, just keep in mind if, for example, you had, I don't know, 1 million, someone created a content who is 1 million words, obviously you see some 1 million converted to the actual value from the cost perspective. And then if that content is deleted from your platform, obviously it will show 0. So in this case, don't rely on this one too much. The rest is pretty much straightforward in terms of latest registrations and then but some additional information. But let me take it from top to bottom in terms of the side menu part. The top one AI panel is the part that actually sees users and subscribers. Now, user can I didn't create any plans. For example, since when I signed up, I'm basically on a free tier, but I could, if I had some plans, we would see it here. And I'll show you how to create a plan, just to walk through on this because we've seen some questions on that part. Now, what user has? When user also has its own dashboard here. Since I'm admin, I'm also a user, so I'm seeing my interface as the user part as the user now. There's some in terms of some additional information that in terms of the consumption or usage that a user can get. But also for quick access, you can also have your favorite templates listed here, and it's easy to add them. All you have to do is click on the templates or from there. And as you can see here, we already have pre-built templates for you. So this comes with the script, and we'll check a couple of those. And to get back to the previous one, all you have to do is add it as your favorite. That's it. And when you go back to your dashboard, for example, that's going to be listed here, and you can remove it. Simple as this. Not a problem. Okay, in terms of the templates, as you can see, we have a lot of those. Now, I don't have my OpenAI API key integrated here yet. Again, this is just for demo purposes of the features itself. But let me explain what you have here. In version 1.3, we removed automatic saving of the results. So in order to, when you generate a text, any kind of, you put here, for example, welcome email, you put your company name, you put your, I don't know, some description, and then when you generate a text, it will show up here. Let me actually include the keys, but before we include the keys, let me first explain you one of the most important and confusing part for our customers is the max result length. So max result length is something you set up on the left. So let's go to the Davinci management. Let's go to the Davinci settings, and I'll explain all the features there so it will be clear for you. So this is the place where you set all the default settings when it comes to the Davinci usage. Now, the name of the Davinci, yes, the name of the Davinci script, but you can change the logo, you can change obviously the name of the website, but these kind of keywords in the admin panel, Davinci, etc., that cannot be changed, and I wouldn't really worry about them because again, this is a regularly updated script, so there's a lot of plans in terms of to add new features. Hence, the side menu will always get changed, and whatever you change here, it will be overwritten. So it really does make sense. What's important part is this one that the client sees, and that's the part that you need to be most worried about or care, I would say. But coming back to the Davinci settings, so you can select any of the models that OpenAI provides, from starting from Ada, which is the cheapest and fastest, up to the Davinci, which is the most expensive and most capable. But just a couple days ago, OpenAI finally released their APIs for ChatGPT, and now you can use ChatGPT as a standalone model. So it's not here used as the um, in a chat version, so it will pop up in our future versions in the left side as the separate chat system, AI chat system. But meanwhile, you can use it as instead of DaVinci, for example, because from the quality perspective, it's pretty much equal. You can do some experiments if you want, but from the cost-wise, it's 10 times cheaper. So it's in your interest, perhaps, to use ChatGPT, maybe. Default language is the one language that will be set or whenever you start a template, and then uh, basically what kind of result you want to get. Currently, it's set at the admin level. In the future update, we will also allow this capability feature for the users as well, so they can set their default language as they prefer. We support currently 33 languages, so those languages are tested by the respective people who basically have this language as their native language, because OpenAI mainly supports English. That's the language it was developed with and tested with. It does support the rest of the languages, but you have to be careful because we've seen various results on some languages, and hence the list is currently for up to 33. These are just default settings in terms of the tone of voice, one of the features there. This is in terms of the creativity default state is the higher you get, the more random responses you get. So the variety differs. The low, obviously, it's less variety in terms of the different response types. The template access is, so we do have um, all templates when they are first created or when you first install, they'll be by default marked as a standard or regular. There is basically standard or regular license templates, nothing specific. But then you can mark them as a professional templates, and I'll show you how just in a second. Which means if I, for example, set to only professional, it means me as an admin, I will have access only to professional templates. I will just see only professional templates, or not see, but I will not be able to access the rest anyways. Same goes for standard and vice versa. Now, this is the part I wanted to highlight, maximum results length. It's basically you need to understand, and I suggest you read this part, is OpenAI has limits in terms of how the length of text that it can return based on the request, regardless of the request. The hard limit is based on the models itself that OpenAI uses. All first three, they have limit up to 2048 tokens. Now, tokens, that's how an OpenAI measures all the results, is approximately 4 or 5 character words, sometimes bigger, less, sometimes more, but that's average. So 2048 tokens can make roughly 1600 words. So always keep that in mind. Exception is Davinci and ChatGPT. There they support up to 4000 tokens. Um, and then you can do the math based on that part. Um, and for example, if you're trying to generate an article, and we get this a lot that, hey, I'm trying to run an article, it ended at some point. Well, of course it will if you set the max token results as 300 or 500. OpenAI doesn't care that you set, in this case, to 300, because the 300 limit that you set of words, and I'm referring to this one. Just quickly show you here. Like for example, here, if you set a 300 and expect an article to generate you a 300 word article, that's not going to work. Use paragraph, because the OpenAI treats article as a full article, which can contain, I don't know, 1000 words, 900 words, or whatever the topic is that you set. So be careful on that part. You might want to increase it if your goal is to set um, large articles. And it's the opposite on the other models, the templates, like for example, blog titles. If you set 500, you're not going to expect to get a result of 500, right? You're definitely going to get a result with less words, because again, the max result length is the hard stop for the template request. That's it. Otherwise, it will just generate X amount of um, the words, and you just have to pay for it. And I'll in different terms, in different wording. For example, if an article is OpenAI generates 900 instead, and then it will try to send you 900, but you have a hard stop at 500. That's where it stops, and that's what it builds you for. Sometimes it ignores it, and we don't know the reasons for that, but that does happen, and you get charged obviously for that extra part, but you get the result. I hope you get the idea on that end, and that question is clear. Especially it concerns people that do not use language. I mean the English language that uses other languages, and still OpenAI it officially doesn't support other languages, although it's capable, but you're not going to see that it officially supports, I don't know, XYZ languages. On the free trial option, this is basically any user who registered and didn't subscribe, so you can give some free credits, and then free credits for image generation. By the way, there's an AI image option, and then um, quality of, yeah, and then the words tokens that you can give, or well, we just renamed it as words for convenience for everyone, and that they can use. And this is just one time. And after it's depleted, they will not be able to generate any text. They will not be generate any image. They will have to subscribe. That's it. And here you put your OpenAI key and then click save. Now on the templates part, we'll get back to the AI panel. I just want to clear the Davinci management section here. This is all the templates that comes with the script at the moment. So each update we are increasing the number of templates. Here, as you can see, it's just a regular template. You can with one click convert it to professional. So I just need to refresh it. Let me see. So you can set it as a professional. You can deactivate it if you want, which means no one will have access. Here you can see it's deactivated. So the user, for example, block ideas. If you go back to the templates, it is not here anymore. But the ones that we converted as a professional now marked as a pro here, basically. Okay, I think it's clear. Now let me explain the custom templates, which was one of the features that came with current version. And then this is the tool or feature that will allow you to create your own templates as you prefer. Now this is an instruction in terms of how to create one. So let's do an example. Let's say I want to create, I don't know, essay. That's the template name. Description, you provide information, valuable information for the user. I don't know, like create academic essay in seconds. Now category is currently limited. The main reason for this is because of the styling. So each of these categories here on the back end, there's a appropriate CSS styling linked so that all the icons of the templates will have a respective coloring so that they are grouped not just by the name but also based on the colors of the icons. So in this case, the template is going to be in category template icon, and here it says is an icon that you get from the Font Awesome website. So if I go to the Font Awesome website and just pick anything, I don't know if there is, oops, doesn't really, it's not really important. Just click on it. You're gonna copy it and then paste here. That's it. That's how you include an icon. You can put any icon there. I recommend to consider only solid ones because we might not, I don't remember if we added the rest of the libraries, but just stick to the solid ones. Now here you can have template activated from the beginning, and then you can include tone of voices. Tone of voices means it has various like effects on the result, so you can get a professional result, excited result, basically tone of the text, so to say. Now next comes is the input fields that you want to be available when the user clicks on the template, basically the input fields from the user. And then you need to guide the user in terms of, okay, what kind of name I want to provide to this input field. Let's say essay title. Put some description. I don't know, you can give an example. Again, this is just an example. You can use your imagination as you prefer. There are no restrictions except all the fields above are required. Don't forget to include your icon. You can disable it if you want. There's no problem on this. Um, just given, let's say, how to cook, how to cook fish as an example. I have two options here, input field or text area field. These are those who are familiar with HTML. This is just an HTML tags. In this case, input tag is just one line. Text area is multi-line. In terms of, if, for example, if you wanted to include description, maybe it would be best to include text area. For essay title, makes sense just to include input field. And that's it. You have your first input. Now, how do you include this in the prompt? Prompt is the main part of a template generation. This is the command that you send to OpenAI that will return a result based on what you put here. Now, as an example, uh, write me an essay. Again, our template is about creating an essay. So you are basically providing a command or explaining to OpenAI in terms of what you want. So you'll say, write me an essay about, and then all you have to do is click on this one. Everything, the rest in terms of the making sure that it's properly matched to this input field is taken care for you. So here, and then let me add maybe additional thing. Let's say you want to add contents as an example, or included. Let's do included words. Include some words here. Again, this description part is optional. It's up to you if you want to fill it or not. But the main the main input area is required. Otherwise, it will not allow you to create a button. Let's say it makes a text area, just for example. Include, and then you want to continue your prompt. Include these keywords. Oh, I forgot to click plus. So now we have the field 2, which is your second. So input in field 1 is first, field 2 is second. We tried to come up with the same naming, but again, due to spacing, it just complicates things, but now it's just logical 1, 2, 3, that's it. And then, and yeah, what I mentioned here, if you click on create without providing, it will not allow you. It basically protects the system. that's how you create a prompt. And then you just have to click on create prompt. Just give it a second. And our custom template is created down below here. Now at this moment, we do not allow editing the template except for the description part. In the next update, we will include editing part. But from here, with just one click, you convert template to be a professional one. Maybe I'll just refresh it. And then you can disable it if you want. Let's just deactivate as an example, which means now it will not be visible. So let me first activate it first. Okay, our template is active and it's in a professional tier, so it should be visible with purple color. So all the custom templates, they're added after the main templates because they're pulling from two different database tables. And that's it. So that's your essay that you created. If you click on it, there you have um, the essay title that you just wrote with some description, the included words, and then ton of voice that we included. The rest comes by default, so with the rest you don't need to worry about them. And I think I'll include the API key and we can test it. So I have added our OpenAI API key. Now we can actually test. So write me an essay about how to earn money with crypto. Let's say I want to say Bitcoin, Ethereum. I don't know if I spelled it right. Just a couple of those. I want to see, I don't know, a pretty big essay, so to say. Voice type, I can set any. Let's go with professional, and let's try it out. So the response rate here is purely based on OpenAI, and we don't have any control on this. The more powerful model you select, the longer the result can be, up to 30 seconds, I think. Usually fast. If you want to get rapid results, go with ADA, but you get not the highest quality results as a text. So here's my essay in terms of the crypto part. Again, as you can see, it creates a pretty decent content. And don't forget, we are using ChatGPT behind, I think, and which is again 10 times cheaper than um, Davinci. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, all the results are not saved automatically. Again, it's you can customize, you can do whatever you want. Let's say I want to have this part marked in bold, etc. So you can edit your text here as you prefer. But again, since it's not auto-saved, you need to click on Save button. So the results are saved and you can see it here in Documents, All Documents. Then you can export as PDF or what's this, text. As a text, you can copy it if you prefer. As an example, I don't know if I have a PDF reader in this PC, but you just download this in quick as this text. You have it, and then same concept for the rest. Oh, looks like I do. Well, you get the idea. Now this one, don't forget, this is a custom template which didn't exist before. We just created dynamically as an ad hoc, and all your custom templates, and then the ones come with the script, they are in different buckets. Davinci templates are the ones which are created by us for you, and in each update we'll be adding more. Eventual goal is to have at least 100 of different user templates for different use cases. But here on the custom template side, you can create unlimited, or you can just delete it if you don't want. And template is gone. So if you go to the templates page, our custom template is not there anymore. Now on the document part, here it is pretty much straightforward. So you have your essay that you just saved with the changes that you could make, and then you can export as the same as before, and then or edit it or and save again, all up to you. On the images part, let me quickly show you. So the image part is all about what kind of description you want to put. I don't know, just give a Bitcoin. You have three options in terms of the image size. They are fixed by OpenAI, so there is you cannot change them or alter them. That's the way it is. Um, as you can see here, it just gave us a random image. Um, and then you can create multiple images at the same time, and all the results are stored here. Again, the images are stored automatically versus the documents, because most of the time you'll be generating documents, and if you don't control, every generated task will be saved automatically. You may end up with a lot of meaningless results. In the workbook part, that's where you could group all your results. Again, if you didn't create anything, everything will be under by default all workbooks. But you can create your own, let's say, I don't know, a book. Now we have a workbook book, and obviously nothing will be inside. Now, in terms of the pricing plans, let me walk through on this one because again, this is one of the parts which is widely asked by people. First thing you need to do is go to Finance Management in the admin dashboard and payment settings. Here include all the payment gateway details you want for your respective payment. Let's see, I have PayPal prepaid, subscription. Um, so I'm just gonna go with random letters. Obviously, the payment process will not work, but it's enough for testing. Here you can set your tax rate. The tax rate is set at the script level, but it's not replicated for subs. It's applied on the all prepaid plans, but for subscription plans, tax rate is just for information only. You have to set it on your PayPal plan accounts or Stripe accounts as well. We have separate videos on our documentation for the script, so have a look in terms of how to create PayPal plan IDs, Stripe product IDs, or the Paystack plan IDs and Razorpay plan IDs. The rest they don't need, but the rest they don't support. Except Molly, they don't support subscription plans. We accept crypto commerce payment, and then there's offline banking payment as well. That'd be good so that we can test it out as well. So I enabled PayPal and I enabled offline payment with bank transfer. By enabled, I mean just for at least the initial testing purposes. Now, important part here is so you have finance dashboard. It covers just standard information in terms of income and etc. The subscription plan is that place where you set your monthly and yearly subscription plan. Most likely in next version or one version to the following version, we will also include a yearly, lifetime plan where person can pay once and get a monthly or yearly reoccurring credits in terms of the awards and then images. So that's the place where you set your plan. Again, I'm setting here just for the testing purposes. That's currency of the plan. Make sure that whatever your payment gateway is, make sure that they accept this currency. Do you want it to be featured plan or no? It basically means that the plan itself will be highlighted in the main active color of the script. Main active color of the script you have noticed is blue. We do ship the script with all SAS files, so it's up to you to customize as you prefer. I've seen some of our customers making pretty decent changes on coloring side, but again, it's all up to you. Currently, we have monthly and yearly for the subscription plans. Let's go with monthly. By the way, yearly, just for your awareness, it's refilled every year, so it's not refilled every month. We might change that in the future, but it depends on the request. If majority votes for a yearly being refilled monthly, we might consider this. You can also create a free plan, which means you don't take any charges for this. It will be automatically applied to the user. And that's what's important part. In every subscription plan, monthly or yearly, you have to set a plan ID of your gateway, of your payment gateway. I highly suggest you to watch the videos for each payment gateway. We have it in our YouTube channel or in the docs as well. Again, although the product names might differ, the overall concept in terms of creating a plan ID is still same. Nothing changed there. So have a look at this. This is where you put your plan ID. Since I'm planning to use PayPal, that one part. And let me tackle the important part here in terms of the included features. Now that's where you include how many words you want to include in each plan. Let's say I want to give 10,000 words for 10 bucks. The cost of the OpenAI is they publish their prices um, on their page, obviously, openai.com, and there you see the price per 1,000 tokens. Now keep in mind, we are matching tokens to words, so treat the words here as tokens potentially. Um, that will be useful for you in terms of making the setting the margin properly, etc. Now let's say we give them, I don't know, 50 images. And there you have full control in terms of which model you want to set. Let's say I'm creating a cheap plan because I'm putting a Babbage as the main model. So that's the only model that the user can be able to use, and hence the cost of the Babbage model is cheap. Well, I'm still earning a lot on the margin part. If you put Davinci, which is several times higher, obviously you earn less. I hope you get the idea. On the max allowed word limits, this is something that you could set. Here we even have an explanation for you, but I don't really suggest putting it low. Let's say you come up with a fancy name or for prepaid plans like you did for the subscription. Just put I would put how many words you want to include. Let's say 10,000. That's it. Price, just give it 10 for the example's sake. Featured, again, it's not a featured. Total words you want to include 10,000. Again, this is just a plan name, so a person understands what he or she is topping up with. In this case, 10,000 words. And how much image you want to include. Let's say I want to include 50 images. You can even do like this. Um, all user needs to care about is 100 words and 50 images. You can put maybe words next to it or images, up to you. It's all up to your imagination, but be careful. They plan visuals, when you have a lot of prepaid plans, they have limited length because you also need to fit in the price. So I would put something shorter. And to be frank, no one cares how your prepaid plan is called. All they care is about how much credit they can get. With a subscription plan, yes, it's a bit different story, but there is enough space for that. Now we have a prepaid plan. Now when user goes to pricing plan, now we see both the monthly plan. If I created a yearly plan, it would show up here, or prepaid plan. Now this is 10,000 credits. I'm on the 99,000. So I'll go ahead and purchase this. Since I'm using just fake API key for a PayPal, that's not gonna work, but I can do bank transfer. So let's do the bank transfer. And as you can see, I have placed an order. Now I need to get bank requisites, which is downloaded as a PDF invoice. There you have my bank credentials, basically the same information that I have here. The user needs to make a payment, but the user needs to make also, I think it's written there, but yeah, it's also written here. Make sure you put for the user order ID. That's how you differentiate if that order came. So when you receive a transfer in your wire transfer in your bank and you see order ID, that's how you approve or decline the request. So let's go to, now again, this is just a prepaid plan. It means I will just top up my credits, but nothing else. So when admin goes to the transactions in the finance management, admin will see that there was a transaction for prepaid plan, yeah, prepaid plan with a bank transfer, and it's going to be in pending stage. It means you still didn't receive, well, it means user still didn't receive credits. They are in the process of paying you. So as soon as in your bank, you receive a payment with a product ID, all you have to do is go to update transaction, payment received, update. Now, since I'm the user who placing an order, I get the credit, right? So I immediately got 10,000 credits. Since I'm the user, I can look my own purchasing history. So again, this treat up treat above everything above this line is a standard user. Obviously, the transaction part is part of this part, admin panel. So admin panel, they will not see anything there. but I can see my purchase history, and I can see that I've paid for a prepaid plan. I can download my invoice or v-transaction and so forth. You get the idea. What else? Yeah, by the way, here's I forgot to mention on the top right corner, you have additional menu items. You can change your password, purchase history. You can even create an affiliate link. Since I didn't include any website information, etc., obviously this link is not complete, but what's important is that I have my own affiliate reference key that I can share with anyone. So here when admin includes the domain, I'll include a second. You'll see it here. Since I didn't configure SMTP settings, it's not gonna work. And in your profile, you can change your password, update your information, and then you can set Google two-factor authentication. So this is something to be aware of. This is set by user. You can disable it through admin panel if you want. Now the next one is creating a support ticket. User can create a support ticket. You can enable or disable email notifications as well. And let me explain you where you set. But before we get there, let me just go one by one because we are almost reaching the end. Notification is something when you can notify users through the admin channel. So you can create a mass notification. Let's say you are doing a discount on your prepaid plans, right? And puts put some valuable information as you prefer. There are no restrictions, and since I'm the user as well as an admin, I get notifications that hey, admin posted an info or just for your reference, etc. No actions needed on this one, by the way. On the support request, it's a conversation between admin and then the user. Now let's get back to the admin panel. That's where I think most important in terms of the configuration part. Let's go step by step. I will go in the admin panel first to the front-end management, and I'll explain each one of those. In the front-end settings, these are the settings that you can disable or the parts of the section. The front end is a standard landing page, but each section can be disabled. In future versions, we'll update the style and design of the front end, but I'm sure a lot of our customers are developers or designers. They can create even better front end layout. That's why it's up to them to customize as they need. You can disable the front end, or if you are tweaking the settings, you can enable the maintenance mode, hence no one can log in. But you still can log in. Um, I'm not going to share how, otherwise people will be logging in into your website. Um, Custom landing page is something where if you want to redirect the home page somewhere else, you can put a custom CSS file, GSS, JavaScript file on the CU and logos. This has been updated on version 1.3 because it got notifications each time about file info when in reality file info PHP function was enabled. It looks like there was just was a key message instead of saying hey look include the proper format. It was just saying file info. So that issue is fixed. Let me explain some things here. So these are just SEO titles, keyword descriptions that will appear on the front end file, not on the back end. The logos, etc., must be in PNG format. At the moment, no exceptions. I think it's up to 5 megabyte, except the last five icon, which must be in icon format. It's even written in the input field here, but people tend to miss it. So that's one thing to be aware. On the block manager, well, it's pretty self-explanatory. Include your title, make sure your image, all the red ones are required. And then FAQ manager, same process. Review manager, same process. We're not going to stop on those one. Terms and condition pages, it's what TNC and then the privacy policy is about. These are visible on the front end side. You can put it here on the Google AdSense. So this will be updated on the next version, but just pay attention. Don't pay attention on the last three part, but the first top three. That's where you put your header code, and then that's where you put the two different codes with the exact sizing of this part. That's it. This will be visible in two places in the front end. It's simple as this. You can click on the edit button and then include it. Now let's go to the general settings. On the global settings, that's where people may tend to make a lot of mistakes. So you can put site name as Davinci, I don't know, AI as an example, with a space in the keyword, but you cannot do this. This will crash your website. We've seen it several times, and even though it says site website, I don't know, people don't tend to read it. What's asking is your website URL. So you can put it as you prefer with an HTTPS, let's say davinci.com, or you can put it davinci.com. Better to put as an HTTPS. It's all up to you, but please use the HTTPS URL here without any spacing. As in the standard URL, you never make a space, right? That's it. That's how your URL should look like. Email address is again your email address. Don't put just words. Use the one single email address. Let's say admin